Welcome to On Air with Kash. Our guest today is an actress, singer, model, and mental wellness advocate. Her single Bad One is available now on iTunes. You can check out the music video on YouTube along with her video for Strawberry Shortcake. Please welcome McKenna Camille.
Hi.
McKenna, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I've been listening to your song Bad One and Strawberry Shortcake. I like your style, and I like you call yourself you're a pop singer with a 70s flair.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It shows in the music videos.
Thank you. I try.
Now, especially with Strawberry Shortcake, you can really sense those like 70s beats in there.
Yeah, that was the goal, to include that in the second single and get it going. So thank you. I appreciate it.
You got inspired by Hannah Montana?
Yep, she was my idol. She was everything. I had like a Hannah Montana chair. I had a bedspread. I had it all. That was my starting point. Yeah.
And you've mentioned that some of your other influences are current female singers like Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes, they're doing so good.
I know Olivia's stuff keeps popping up on my Spotify, so it's every time I'm walking to and from Whole Foods in the gym, it's like, yep, I'm rocking out.
Yeah. Yeah. You and me both.
So how old were you when you like really started pursuing music and writing and performing?
Well, I was in musicals before, like school
Cool.
musicals, and I had done a little writing myself, but never anything like with the intent of putting it out. That started when I was about 16, when I met my producer, and he was like, you should like really try writing some music. Like, I'm sure you'd be really good at it. And then we just started like collaborating, and then that was it. And now I try to write as much as I possibly can.
It's amazing. And you're currently working on your new EP?
Yes. It's a process. I want everything to be perfect, which is definitely one of my many faults, is my perfectionism. So I'm so excited, and it's like, it's sounding really great. I'm really happy with it, but it's always a process. So definitely a work in progress, but I'm so thrilled.
Oh, that's amazing. I know. I love your work. I can't wait to see how the rest of the album is.
Thank you.
And I'm the same way. Even just editing this show, there's so many times when I'll be talking to someone and then a story comes up and I'll be editing and I know it's just, okay, I'm supposed to get to, I like have this mental thing of, okay, it's going to be done by this time. But then there's a certain like, wait, there's an image somewhere. There's a video that totally goes with the theme that we're going with. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you where it's just, my mind's always working. Ooh, I can tweak this and make this better.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Some other themes that you've touched on. I mean, I know that you are an advocate for mental health awareness. You do like to incorporate a lot of personal topics, whether it's friendships, breakups, bullying, depression, and anxiety, and OCD. I mean, those are topics that you're talking about in your work.
Yeah. Bad One was really inspired by, how much anxiety came out of some bad friendships for me, and how it really affected my mental health. And you can't, it's just a song. You can't really, as an audience member, you can't really tell like the meaning behind it a lot of the times. And it's a very fun, aggressive song. But for me, it's really like talks about like my journey from being completely destroyed by a bad friendship situation and having that lead to like extreme anxiety, and then like working my way through it. So I try to incorporate that stuff whenever I can, even if it's not super obvious for a listener. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And now that I have some context, I really thought it was a great song. It definitely, I can feel those emotions within it. And I think it's really important that artists do talk about these issues. I did read into your bio, and you had mentioned that one thing about starting in the industry, or you learned an early lesson, was you learned who your real friends were.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think anyone I did grow up in the industry, and unfortunately there were, I've had good experiences, bad experiences, but I mean, I tell you, there were a couple of friendships or relationships, but it's like I look at the downside of those and realize, that made me who I am. It made me more aware of what's out there, and it helped. I always try to look for the positive. Like,
yeah, I'm the same way. I try to think of it as, at least I realized it now. Yes. And not in a year or not in 2 months or whatever. At least I figured it out now, and it's all getting there. But I will say, I've had a couple people reach out to me being like, oh, hey, like you're doing so, like, you want to like hang out? And I'm like, No, thank you. But it's a great thing to realize before it gets into like a really big moment, because I'd rather know, who's not there to support me now than later.
I think so many of us can relate to that. I mean,
Yeah.
when I started this, there were people I hadn't talked to who all of a sudden, I want to be your friend again. Or it's like, dude, where have you been the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Or
For sure.
And I really look forward to hearing some of your new songs. That you're Gen Z, right?
I'm in the like very early Gen Z. Yeah.
You're like the early Gen Z. I'm a millennial, kind of OCD. It was something that people weren't really talking as openly with, I feel, when I was growing up. And I do like that. I mean, for me, there was a period where I just felt I wasn't reaching my full potential, and it helped me to really go to therapy and journal and really use my experiences there in my artwork to really tackle whatever it was, because I just felt like I wasn't reaching my full potential. And whether it was past relationships and friendships like we've discussed, I just felt like there was this weight on my shoulders that I just needed to lift off.
I really hope that I can like push more mental health related music in the future though. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's a topic that I think more than ever needs to be discussed, even during these times of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost a few people recently due to they weren't able to cope with their own depression. I know I've experienced it. I mean, life, especially now there is so much more anxiety with, the internet. We're always comparing ourselves to what everyone else is doing. And then I have to remind myself to really step back. It's easy to kind of go down that rabbit hole because you're trying like, okay, am I doing the right thing? I'll see what this person's doing. And then you go down a rabbit hole. I'm like, wait, no, I need to get out of here. And I need to just focus on myself and make sure I'm doing well. And then that's where my best work comes from.
Yeah. I really enjoyed like the feedback that I got from that. No, I'm really excited about my new song. It's more 70s than my first one. I was really focusing on that. I told my producer, I was like, I really want to bring in some 70s inspiration here. And I think I really introduced that really well. And I'm so excited about it. The little end bit is my favorite bit. So
hard days making ways for these perfect nights. A summer kiss on the lips, what could go wrong? 1 a.m. rendezvous by the pale moonlight.
Released it, Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh, I love it. I love that video. Yeah.
Thank you. I filmed it in the park by my house. So yeah.
And you're up north, you're in Oregon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'm in Oregon at the moment, but I'm going to be moving to New York in 24 days. I go to NYU, and I've never actually been to New York. So
I've
been for like 5 minutes, but I've never been like outside, like in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been going to NYU for a year. But I'm so excited.
I'm the same way, where when I'm just around good creative energy, it just brings the best out of me. I could totally see you thriving and going to a next level of your music by being in that environment.
Thank you. I really hope so. I'm a drama major, so I'm really excited to be around a lot of people that have the same focus as I do with that. And I'm just, I think I'm going to love it. I really think I'm going to love it.
Are there any like dream roles, or what would be an inspiration to you to portray on screen or stage?
Yes. I really want to be the villain of something. I've never been the villain. I'm always the really mean girl in the shows. So I'd really like to be like a really dark villain. And if there was ever like that 70s show reboot, I would 100% be like pushing to get that role. I would drop everything. But those are my two dream roles right now, is villain in that 70s show.
Which character on that 70s show do you mostly identify with?
Jackie is my favorite character, but I think I most identify with Donna. I think I'm gonna go with Donna, but I think I would play a really good Jackie. So whatever.
Either a character. Hey, if it's a reboot, yeah.
Yeah, either one.
And is there a date for the release of your EP?
Not yet, but I think it will be more winter that it's gonna come out. But soon.
That is amazing. I really can't wait to see what happens when you go to NYU, what productions you get involved in. And I am stoked for this EP. McKenna, it was really an honor to meet you. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I'm a big fan of your work. Please, everybody, go to iTunes when you're done with this episode. I want you to download Bad One, and then I want you to go to YouTube, and I want you to watch the music video for Bad One and Strawberry Shortcake. McKenna, you rock. I'm really just excited for you and what's to become of your career, and I'm first in line to get that EP, and I want you back on to promote it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me and McKenna Camille. You are on air with Kash.